Welcome back. Yes, this is like the 5th tutorial I have made for you guys within not even a full week yet. So congratulations to all of you. This one's going to be really pretty. You might have heard me mention a jelly dragonfly a couple of times. I guess I didn't actually give you guys a tutorial for it. I just gave you a little bit of information on how to do it in my Zentangle Dragonfly, which was one of my first tutorials. So it's in a 2-part series. If you guys haven't seen it, it's really beautiful. So I'm starting with an odd-shaped rock. You don't have to use this shape of rock. I'm just using it because it actually fits some really nice dragonfly wings onto it. And what I've done is I've done a straight line for the body, and then I did like an X for the wings. And then I'm going to use that template to paint on my dragonfly. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. It's actually called a jellyfly because we're going to make it look like it's almost made out of like a gummy bear texture. So it's going to look shiny and squishy and jelly-like. And I'm going to show you a different variation of one at the very end of this video. Like I do like to show you different options so that you can be creative with your own. What we're doing is we're making a jelly body, and then we're doing sparkling wings with flowers in them. They kind of look like daisies, but not really. We're just doing really simple flowers. And get out your gold or silver and get out your hologram 2796 because we will be using it. So as you can see, I'm just kind of going around the line that I formed and having the line kind of go down the center of my wing. It's just used as a guide. I'm going to erase all of that pencil when I'm done. So this is just an easier way for me to show you how because sometimes it's hard to get all the wings like the right size and the right distance apart and stuff like that. So I just use the lines with the pencil as a template, as a guide to know where I want my wings to be. And I'm doing them, I'm not measuring them. They are not perfect, and that's okay. And in the end, we're just going to have a beautiful jellyfly with flower art wings on them. And you're going to love it. So my rock is a dark gray. And so I am going to be using white paint in order to prime the inside of my jellyfly. Just the jellyfly part, not the wings. We're going to leave the wings completely alone. And we're going to fill them in with hologram paint very soon. But first, I am going to use white paint and lighten the background of my jellyfly body because I want the paint to be nice and bright. I don't want the color of my stone to come through and darken and dull my color at all. So you don't need to use primer. Just use white acrylic paint. I use matte acrylic, not like a satin. I find that matte, if I want to blend on top of a primed area like this, I don't want it to be a satin paint because it doesn't blend very well. It's too shiny and slippery, and it just doesn't blend my colors very well once I start putting the color on. So my recommendation is a simple white acrylic crafter's paint. You can find big jugs of it at dollar stores. Just regular matte acrylic paint is perfect for priming your surface of your stone. No need to go out there and buy fancy primers at all. So what I've done is I've primed the whole thing, and I'm going to let that dry. Don't even dare try and add color to it until it's dry because it will be very upsetting. So now here's where I get out my Folkart hologram. It's extreme glitter. When it's dry, it just looks like a teal sparkling little diamonds, and it really brings out, emphasizes specific areas on your stones, whether it's wings or you do like a dragon face and you just do the eyes in this folk art glitter, or you do flowers, but then you have dragonflies that are all just glitter, and they're beautiful. So just some ideas. The hologram, I would definitely recommend to keep in your collection of paint at all times if you are able to find it. And if you have found it and you want to share with me and everybody here where you found it and where you're from, whether you're in the States or whether you're in Argentina or if you're in Canada, I buy mine in Canada on Amazon, and I also get it at Walmart if I'm lucky, and sometimes at Michael's if I'm lucky. But it's actually been like under $3 at Walmart, so I buy up a couple, of course, when I see it there. But I don't always see it there. It's frustrating. And I know I've talked to a lot of you who have had a hard time finding it, even in the UK. So I hope that wherever you are, if you've been lucky enough to find hologram 2796, please share with us where you got it and where you are from. Thank you. So I have literally filled in. It looks white and gummy and gluey when it's wet, but once it's dry, you will not regret it. Hey, I could write a song there. Maybe I will. So it looks yucky right now, but once it's dry, you will love it. I promise. I'm just filling it in. I'm also going to outline my wings with black and my body with black, but I'm not going to do that till after. So you can choose whatever color you want for your Jellyfly. I'm using teal because I really like teal. I'm going through a teal kick, and I'm not sorry about it. So today I'm using teal. You can do like a dark magenta. You could do purple. Just do the same technique that I'm showing you, and it will all work out. You can make any color jellified. Is that a word? Because if it's not, I am inventing this word. And you guys heard it the first time. Jellified. So I am painting in the body of my Jellyfly with teal paint, covering up that white paint. This is just my first coat. If you've watched my Zentangle Dragonfly, I do little bits of the body part jellified. So you're going to hear me say that word a couple times. So I'm just putting in a nice layer of teal, and I'm using Craftsmart teal. I find that's like the best consistency for some reason. Not for all colors, mind you, just for this teal. I really like Craftsmart, and the color ends up being just bright and beautiful and full coverage and everything. So now I am going to use, you can use sponges if you have small enough sponges, but because the body of my Dragonfly is kind of small, I'm going to use little homemade blending brushes. I do have a video on how I make these little brushes. It will be listed in the description. If you can't find the description, please check my channel for my DIY blending brush. And my fine lining brush is also what I've used up until now. I have a video on that one as well. So just hit subscribe and hit the bell, because sometimes I post 5 videos in less than a week. And I give you guys stuff to do. So what I'm doing, I'm adding a little bit of teal again, my second coat, but then before that teal dries, I'm blending in a little bit of white at the very top, or I'm actually using mint green, but you can use white, or if you're using, say, dark green, use your lightest green or even white to lighten up the jelly part. But I am using a bit of like very light mint green on top of my teal, just to lighten up the one side. And it's easier if you do a line with a fine lining brush of your light color, white or mint green like I'm using. And then you use your little blending brush to kind of blend that white into the teal. But just at the top, you don't want to go at all near the bottom. We want the bottom part to be the darkest. And, well, I'm going to flip this around when we're done. So you do want to keep one side of the Jellyfly light, all the little parts of it light, and the other side of the part's dark. So just stay on one side for all of your lightening. I don't know how to use technical terms about this, so just watch how I'm doing it. I put a line of the light color, mint color, or white, and I blend it in towards the teal, in towards the center of the Jellyfly. And then in the end, you'll see that it does, like, as long as you go along each part, make sure that you show off each and every little beautiful jelly part of our Jellyfly. And I am literally putting a nice line, lining the one side of the Jellyfly and blending it in towards the center with my brush. Wipe off excess paint. I use like an old tea towel, an old hand towel, anything that's no good anymore and I wouldn't put it out for a guest. I use that on my lap as well as my clothing. And I just continually wipe off any extra paint off my blending brush and start over with the blending. You don't want to have too much. It just gets sloppy and mucky and nothing goes where you want it to go. So always wipe off your paintbrush and keep blending. And I'm just using one little blending brush. I'm not changing brushes or anything. I use the fine lining brush for the light color, and then I switch to my blending brush and blend it in with that. Wipe it off and blend so that there's not too much paint there. Always have a towel handy. You should see my clothing. I wear more clothing that's covered in paint. I'm afraid to get dressed because I sometimes just sit down without even thinking and start painting, and the next thing you know, brand new shirt, paint all over it. So I have more painting attire than I do anything else. I don't know about anyone else here, but, and once again, I'm not sorry for that. It's okay. I'm an artist, right? We're allowed to be messy. So as you can see, each one is a little different. You can see that there's a separation between each little part of the dragonfly. And then once we outline it and add a little white bloop to it, it's going to like really turn jellified at that point. So I am making sure to define every little part with the gold. I'm separating each little piece of the dragonfly. And you don't have to have separate. You can just do like a long, kind of looks like a gummy worm with wings. And you can jellify the whole gummy worm. It's up to you. You don't have to do little parts like this, but I just think it looks cute with little parts. And each one, as you can see, I flipped it over. So the dark is at the top, the light is at the bottom. And then we're going to put a little white blob of paint on each part to make it even look more shiny and more squishy. And you'll love it. You'll see when it's done, it looks super cute. I'm not doing really detailed body parts or arms and legs because we're going to put some more detail on the wings. We're going to worry about the wings more. See, just change up your little white bloops, blips, whatever you want to call them. I'm sure there's a technical term for this too, but I don't know it. Just change them up a little bit on each one so they don't all look exactly the same, because each part's different, right? So change up your bloops. Let's all make up a name for that, please. I need one. So simple little legs. The wing is hiding part of that leg. Just try and make them the same size. And then I'm going to outline it all in black as well. So you'll be able to see them a little bit better. And they will pop off the rock a little bit more once I do that. All the paint colors that I use, I will put them in the description for you, but you're allowed to do whatever you want with it. You can use a different color of glitter for your wings. You can do the wings black and then paint like Zentangles in them. It's completely up to you. So I am using my fine lining brush just to outline everything. My paint consistency, you guys, I know you guys cringe at the fine lining part sometimes, but it's really about your paintbrush and your paint consistency. If your paint is too thick, it's not going anywhere smoothly. You got to like push it around and it's frustrating and it takes a lot longer to line. So I use DecoArt Crafters Acrylic Black paint, and I get it at Dollarama. And I live by this paint for lining for sure. It's awesome. It's matte, so when it's dry, you can see your pencil really well. You can mark it all up and do your design on top. I've never had any problems with it, and I get it at the dollar store. So as long as you have a nice smooth consistency to your paint and it's not too thick where you really have to shake it out of your bottle to get it into the paint tray, it's not going to be easy to line with. So it's the same with my gold. I buy the gold at the same place. I love that stuff, and when I go, I buy a couple of bottles, and they're nice big bottles. So that's what I do. It's all about the consistency of your paint, and give my paintbrush a try. Try my tutorial and snip away at your paintbrushes until you make one that you fall in love with, because they last a long time. And then if you end up losing it or whatever, they're easy to make. They're so easy to make. And remember, consistency of paint. That's for sure a big deal. So I have outlined everything, including the body and the legs, in black. Now I'm going to do almost like little dotted daisies. They kind of resemble daisies. So I'm just starting with a big dot using nail dotting tools. I'll leave the link in the description. I buy those on the Amazon. And I'm just putting like 3 dots on each wing in random spots. And that is going to be the center of our flowers. You can do whatever color you want. You can do a bright purple with pink flowers. You can do green flowers. It's up to you what you choose there. But I am just doing a jellyfly, teal jellyfly with dotted daisies. Real simple. There's like 6 dots around each one. Same dotting tool. Nothing too extravagant, nothing too fancy. We don't have to go overboard. Our jellyfly is gorgeous already. And once we seal it, it's going to be just irresistible. Stunning. I can't wait to show you. And like I said, I have a second one that I'll show you at the end of this video. Just a different way of doing this jellyfly with different flowers on the wings and a different color. You can always just spruce it up and make it the way you want to. That's why I try and do things that you don't have to do it exactly like me. You can be as creative as you want with it. I'm just giving you some good ideas. And I love sharing with you. You guys are just awesome. So once again, I want to thank you all, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button. The more you subscribe, the more tutorials I'm putting out for you. So the more interest I see in certain items, I'm trying to get a big list going for a bunch of videos for you guys. So stay tuned and hit the bell so that you are notified whenever I post something new. I just sang for you guys. See, you're getting 2 for 1. You're getting painting and entertainment. I love you guys. So I'm just using my paintbrush to kind of fill in little spots where it looks like there's supposed to be a petal, but it might not fit quite right on the wing. Isn't it beautiful? It's just simple and beautiful. I love it. So I'm adding some bright green and just simple like stick stems attached. Each flower is going to have a little green stem on it. Can't see it very well here. But there you go. Really simple. Just a fine little green stick stem just going from a different direction of each flower. And that's it. And that makes it just so cute. Very simple and very easy. You can do any different colors you want and make it just gorgeous. Wait till you see it resined. Isn't that nice? So cute. And it looks jelly. It looks like a jellyfly. Let's see how many down thumbs I can get on a beautiful Jellyfly. Because you guys are crazy, man. Makes me sad to see down thumbs on happy paintings. Here it is. It is done. I am using resin on it to seal it. So if you want to use resin or see how I do it, I have a video. Please check my channel. It's called Rockin' the Resin. And it shows you step by step what you got to do. And if you have any questions, please comment on the video and ask me. And I will try and get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'm just autographing my work right here. Make sure you sign your work. Be proud of what you just painted. And here you go. Wait till you see it. The suspense. Oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. My rock goes really dark when it's resined. So it's good that I outlined those wings in gold or we wouldn't see them. And here's another copy, another version, I guess you could say. Different flowers. I put some leaves on there. And it's green. And its legs and arms are a little bit fancier, but still beautiful. Thank you guys. I love you all. Keep painting.